All right, so I think we are live right now. Hi, Alveena.
Hi Shahnaz, how are you? How's everything going?
I'm good, super excited as you can see. How are you today?
I'm doing good. I'm also super excited. I can't believe we're finally live and we're finally doing this.
I know,
Uh, would
right?
you would you like to welcome everyone?
Sure, why not? So let's do this. We have created this hype. As you can see, we both are so excited. So I welcome you all to the Freelancers TalkCloud. Welcome.
My name is Alveena, and this is my co-host,
Co-host Shahnaz.
and we're gonna be your hosts for the Freelancer Talk Cloud. We are going to be doing this over the next couple of months, and we want to welcome you here. You might have already seen us. You might be familiar with our faces through social media platforms of Xenial Events and other platforms of ours. So you might have already seen us. So here we are.
Yeah, so let me tell you a little bit about myself. So I've been freelancing in the events industry for a couple of years now, let's say like 4 years, and it's been an amazing journey. It's one of my favorite things to do. Freelancing is a really wonderful thing to do if you are looking forward to do freelancing. And here we are. So I would like to tell you that with Xenial Events, this is my first freelancing opportunity that I've got from Xenial Events. I've been called upon as a host to host this freelancer talk cloud. But I think Alveena, you have been working with Xenial Events quite a lot. So do you want to introduce Xenial Events and tell our audience more about what Xenial Events are into?
Yes, definitely. So I have worked with Xenial Events for a couple of events before, back when we could go out and work for events before COVID-19. And it was a super fun, the event that I worked for was super fun. I worked for a concert for them. And it was so super interesting and super fun. One of the first things that we were told during the briefing of our event by the Xenial team was that their vision was to create genuine human connections. And I found that quite interesting when I first heard it, but I didn't necessarily understand what they were talking about. When we got to working the event and many events after that, actually, I came to realize that that was genuinely something that they were trying to do. They were trying to create this genuine human connection between the staff, between each other, between the staff and the management team, the organizers of the event, and just trying to create this connection between people and trying to build this network of freelancers and employers and Xenial events. And it was really interesting to me. So when they approached me for this talk show, when they tried to talk to me about it, that was the first thing that came to my mind, because we're not being able to work for events. That is not how we can create this human connection. But now this is our platform to create that human connection. And in fact, Shahnaz and me had never even spoken to each other before we started working on this project.
Exactly. So I was just thinking the other day, like we met through social platforms, like we met virtually the first time. Of course, after that we got to meet. But the how we became friends is through this opportunity that we got from Xenial, and also through virtually, like just being in quarantine, being in lockdown, abiding to the rules of the country. So we were so fortunate enough to meet each other, meet each other. And also we have met a bunch of other people also in our team. So I would like Alveena, you should go ahead and introduce our whole team to our audience.
Yes, definitely. You might have seen this team before on our social media page, but because they're not in front of the screen, you might not be able to see them here right now. But I would like to introduce them to you as well. We have a marketing team of two, that is Nasim and Shahnaz, who are two of the most creative girls that I have met. And they come up with content for our social media and different ways to market the talk cloud and get more people to be involved constantly. Every single day they come up with something brand new, and we for me, it is so fascinating to see them do these things. The other behind the screen team that we have is our IT team, which consists of Shahid and Dhaval, who help us with everything IT related, from when we should start the Zoom call, from when we should start our YouTube live stream, when we're live, when what kind of connection should we put for our audio, for our video, all of those things, the lighting, all of those things are all handled by Shahid and Dhaval, and they're doing a fantastic job at teaching us all of these things as well.
Yes. So I think we should get more in depth of what exactly Freelance Talk Cloud is all about. We have kept our audience hanging for a while now, maybe like a week or two. We have been putting out social media posts on our Instagram pages. And in fact, I had a lot of friends and colleagues, other people asking me, what is this? So I just kept telling them, wait until the introduction session and you will get to know more about it. So here we are. So let me introduce the Freelancer Talk Cloud to you. Basically, what we're trying to do here is to connect, to socialize with our fellow freelancers out there and our friends out there who used to work with us during the events when events were actually happening, when it was a thing. But right now, since it's on a pause and we're not able to meet and connect and socialize with each other, here we are with Freelancer Talk Cloud. This is a platform where in which you can be a part of this community, and this is a platform where you can share your stories, you can connect with other freelancers, just feel that you are part of something. This is what we're trying to create here. I think, Alvina, you should tell them about our main goal.
Yeah. So when we what we realized is when we were starting out. For me, I've been freelancing for 5 years. I started at a really young age, and I've been freelancing for 5 years. And what I realized in the beginning was that I couldn't necessarily find any guidance as to where I can go look for information regarding freelancing, where I can find out what I can achieve from freelancing, or where I can, find how to get hired, how to move up the ladder, what are the things that I can learn, what are the tips and tricks that I should try to follow. I couldn't find this information as easily or as abundantly online. So when I was approached for this project, I was all in with all limbs of mine, because it seemed like such an interesting thing to do, to create a platform for the freelancers and get other freelancers and other people who are in the event industry or in the freelance industry to come in and communicate what they have learned during their freelancing years, what they have experienced, what are the tips that they would like to share. So the people that we'll be bringing in will not just be experts in the field of freelancing, but also people who just have done freelancing before, and their experiences, positive experiences, negative experiences, how to get better at it, and a bunch of other things as well, which of course you will have to stay tuned for. You will have to watch our episodes, and we will be coming out with content, every few weeks. We will be putting out our coming up with more episodes of the talk show.
Of course. So, like Alvina mentioned, when I started, I did not really have anything out there waiting for me to welcome me or to guide me through it. So this is mainly exactly why we're here. So that if you're a freelancer who is looking um, into building your career in this industry, or if you're a freelancer and you want to build your set up your own company, or if you are a graduate and you're looking into getting into freelancing, or if you've been a freelancer for many
A few
years,
years, yeah.
this is the place for you, because we are aiming at all kinds of freelancers here, because this is a place where you can learn and you can also educate. So you will not just be learning from us, you will also be sharing your stories, sharing your experiences. You can come and get in touch with us if you have an interesting story that you feel like you should tell others about. So the few of the topics, let me just give you a gist of the few topics that we will be sharing. Like I mentioned, we will be having learning sessions for you, wherein you can learn on the tips, do's and don'ts on what you should be doing as a freelancer, basic etiquettes, how you can make it in this industry. And also we will be having very casual, non-scripted, what do you say, just episodes wherein we will be bringing people from you who can share your stories and experiences to the world. So
Yeah,
this is what we're trying to do. Yes, Alvina.
I completely agree. This, as you can see, this for us, for Shahnaz and me, even this session is like super unscripted. We are just talking to each other, and we're talking to our community that we're trying to create here, and the community that we're trying to build here. And we want as much engagement and as much involvement as is possible for you guys to just put in your comments, DM us on the Xenial Events Instagram page. You can send us an email. You can find all of the links down in the description box for the LinkedIn page, Facebook, whatever is convenient for you. You can, like all of us can learn from this experience together. There might be things that I haven't seen in the 5 years that I have been freelancing. So, and maybe one of you has seen it in the first event that you worked for. That is something that we want to get you guys to engage in. That is something that we want you guys to talk about, and for all of us to learn from the audience and from the community. That is what we're trying to build here.
Exactly. So, how you can get involved is like Alvina mentioned, just DM us. Our Instagram handles and our website, all the links are there in the description. So just go ahead and DM us and let us know if you have a story, or if you have an experience that you would like to share, and or if you have some tips that you would like to share with your fellow freelancers, or this is a place where you can get to reach more freelancers or more young like-minded people out there. So if you also, what we would love is suggestions and recommendations on topics, on the kind of content that you guys are looking forward to. So you guys can put down what are you expecting out of joining or being a part of Xenial Talk Cloud. I'm sorry, the Freelancers Talk Cloud. So you can put down your suggestions and your comments and let us know what is the kind of content that you guys would love to hear from us.
Because
So
we're a small team,
yeah,
and we have just six brains that are working on this project. So we want your creativity as well. We want the creativity of our community that we're building, and we want to get you guys involved as well, so that we know what it is exactly that the freelancers want to hear about and what it is that they want to learn about. So that is what the Freelancer Talk Cloud is all about. It is something that is for the freelancers and by the
by the
freelancers.
freelancers.
And when it comes to, okay, so let me tell you a little bit about our next episode. This is an introduction session. Our next episode, which will be the first official episode of the Freelancer Talk Cloud, will be on the 8th of July, which is just 4 days from now. And
Yeah,
you will be able to find all of the information that you need about that very soon. I think it's tomorrow morning, but you didn't hear that from me. But I think tomorrow morning you will be able to find some information on the Xenial Events page. So stay tuned, and stay tuned to our social media platforms to find out more about what topics we'll be talking about, who are the speakers that we will be bringing in, all of those things. So you can subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon, so that you get notified whenever we do come online, whenever we do come live from the Xenial Events YouTube page.
absolutely. Also, I would like to tell everybody who's watching right now, if you have any questions, any comments, you can put it down in the comment section, so we can answer your questions
Yeah,
quickly.
we can do a quick Q&A. Okay, so we do have one question. There is someone who wants to know more about events and networking. Shahnaz, would you like to answer that?
Very briefly, I would like to answer that events is all about networking, and I would say it's more or less the same. An event is created so that you can network, But stay tuned to our channel and make sure you subscribe to us, because we are coming up with such content, that stuff that you want to hear. And exactly this, about regarding this question, we will be talking more about events and networking in our coming topics. So just stay tuned, we are super excited too, and we would love it if you will be with us and watch our upcoming episodes. It Trust me, it's going to be super exciting. You guys should stay tuned. um I think we have a few more questions coming in. Someone wants to know, can you tell us more about networking skills, Alvina?
Yes, so definitely we will be discussing the topic of networking in the future, in the upcoming sessions, in the upcoming episodes. As Shahnaz mentioned, that networking is one of the most essential skills that you can gain from working for events and from freelancing in general. So that is something that we will be covering in the upcoming events. So stay tuned. You will find out about that very, very soon.
Yeah.
Rennie Sunil wants to know how often will you have the sessions?
Perfect. We will be having our sessions, our episodes being aired live once in
Bi-weekly.
2 weeks,
Yeah. Yeah.
bi-weekly. Yes.
Yeah.
So once in 2 weeks, there will be a new episode, a new topic, someone new, some new faces. So stay tuned. We are super excited again, once again.
Don't worry, you won't like it won't just be Shehnaz and me coming on here and just talking about the events. It will probably be one of us with another speaker who wants to discuss that particular topic. So if you keep up with our social media pages, you will be able to know what is the topic that we'll be discussing and what exactly, who is the speaker who's going to be coming in to talk, and you can all know all of these things in advance.
All right. So, Alvina, we have one more question.
Yes.
Will you guys be also bringing in any speakers from the events industry?
We will be trying our best. As I said, I cannot give out that much information, but we will be having some really, really interesting speakers. We, in fact, have a few really interesting speakers lined up for the upcoming episodes. So we will be having speakers from the event industry. We will be having speakers who are just like other freelancers from our community who want to share their story. We will be having speakers from different fields of freelancing as well. So you can stay tuned, and we will be having freelancers. And if there are any specific speakers that you want to listen to, you can go ahead and tell us. You can comment down below, or you can contact us on our social media, and we will make sure to try to get those speakers on air as well.
Yeah.
We also have, okay, let me see here. Okay, so we have a question from King's Tubers, which is, how can I become a part of the talk show?
Very interesting. As we mentioned, we want you guys to be a part of our talk show. So for that, you just go ahead and follow us on our Instagram page, follow us on our social media platforms, get in touch with us. So we will let you know on what are the different ways you can get to be a part of our talk show. If there's anything that you would like to share with people, or if there's a story that you want to say, we will try and bring you as a speaker or on our talk show, and we can have a discussion with the rest of the team. So this is how you can get in touch with us. Just drop us an email probably, or drop us a DM on our social media accounts. Perfect. So, all right, we have a few more questions, just scrolling through it. We have a question from someone. Is this only for event freelancers?
This is not only for free event freelancers. I'm so glad you asked this question, Aliza. I'm so glad you asked this question because we are really excited about this, and we want to get freelancers from different fields of the world of we want to get freelancers from different fields of work, of a career, and we want to get them all involved, and we do want that, and we will be working towards that. We want to talk about freelancing in general, also freelancing in events, because that is mainly what where we have worked, Shahnaz and me have worked. But we want to get other freelancers as well. There are freelance photographers, freelance videographers, or whatever,
Different fields.
someone different kinds of freelancing work. So I'm so glad you asked this question, because we would love to have people who are from different fields and away from events as well. Okay, so the next question is what is your story of freelancing, Shehnaz? Let's
All
go.
right.
That is
My
a really good
story.
one.
Very good question. Thank you very much. My story of freelancing, as I mentioned earlier, also, I started 4 years back, um, back in 2016. And the first ever event that I worked for was Dubai Jewelry Show. So it is a really Dubai International Jewelry Show. It is a really famous, very popular show that happens in Trade Center in Dubai. So that's the first event that I worked in. And before that, I was a student, and I was still a student while working. So that was my first freelance job and first event freelance job. I was super nervous and very, very what do you say, like I did not have the confidence to talk to a person, but I was just thrown out there to the event. And I had to socialize with people. I met a lot of people on that event, and it was for me, it was the best experience of my life. And that's the day I decided this is something that I would love and love to do in my life. I would love to continue doing in my life. So that's how I stuck on to being an events person. That's my story. And I think, Alvina, your
Um,
story. Let's
yeah,
listen.
I think that is almost I've heard people's stories about when they started freelancing. From a lot of people I've heard this story, and for everyone it sounds more or less the same, because it is when they're super young and when they don't have as much experience of the world and of socializing, and you're just thrown to the wolves, and you adapt to that atmosphere and you adapt to the environment. And that was definitely how my first experience was as well. For me, I worked for Jitex, which is
Oh,
an electronics exhibition and I was a salesperson, and I had to sell laptops for a brand, which was super difficult for me considering I had never done it before. But the team was so supportive. I made so many friends that I'm still in touch with. This was 5 years ago. I'm still in touch with those people that I worked with in my first ever event. And it was just uphill from there, because I realized that I really loved this, and I loved socializing with people. I loved working for events. The kind of pressure, the kind of excitement, the rush, constant rush was so exciting for me and so interesting that I didn't want to stop. And hence, here I am. I'm still working events, and I have worked events. I've worked for a freelance for events while I had a full time job as well. So that is something that I learned from. That was my freelancing journey. That this is where I am now with the freelancing journey.
amazing. Um, we have a few more questions coming in, Alvina.
Yeah.
There's one person asking, how do I sign up for the upcoming sessions?
As we mentioned before, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I think you can find it somewhere down there. The subscribe button and the bell icon. So if you subscribe to our channel, you'll see it on your feed. If you press the bell icon, you will get notified when we're live. But we will be going live on the 8th of July. That will be our first episode. And henceforth, we will be informing you when we will be going live through our social media platforms, also linked below. So go check that out.
Yeah.
So we have a few people saying hi. So I want to say hi back to everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys don't know what this means to us. We're very excited about this. So thank you so much for tuning in. And we have someone who is asking us, will you be having any learning and development sessions? Shanaz, go.
For sure. As I mentioned, like we will be having, you will be learning and educating. As being a part of Freelancer TalkCloud. So there will be sessions where we will share you tips on how to boost your confidence, or basic how to build your personality, and how to make yourself attractive in front of your clients, and different tips, and whatever that we come across that can build you as a person, or equip you into freelancing and into this industry. So for sure we will be having uh, topics as of that sort being covered. I hope that answers your question. So just stay tuned, like we've been saying, just stay tuned and watch our live videos, so that you will not miss out on any of such videos, right? Okay.
Precisely.
So we have a pretty long comment here. Hi, Xenial. Said here from Austin, Texas. Alveena, could you please share upon how you stay motivated throughout your numerous ventures in freelancing, regardless of the industry you're freelancing in? Wow, that's such an amazing question. It's personalized for you.
Yes.
Come on, Alveena.
All right, I'll go. Okay, thank you so much for that question. That's a really interesting question to answer. How I stay motivated throughout, as I mentioned, the first ever event that I worked in, I realized how much I actually love freelancing and how much I actually really enjoy the excitement, the rush, and the thrill of working 12 hours a day, getting like 3 hours of sleep, and going right back to work. And it was like that for 8 days, which is a long period of time. And I had just come out of school, and it was super exciting. The rush was crazy, and that was when I actually realized how much I enjoyed the constant rush of like 4 days of constantly not getting enough sleep and rushing and making friends and laughing about things during the event. And it is just something that I really really look forward to. And I think Shahnaz can probably relate, because over the past few weeks, whenever we have met, we have discussed this, and we can really relate to each other and the rest of our team when it comes to this. That one of the things that is most enjoyable about events is, first of all, the socializing and the friends that we've made in the industry, the colleagues that have now the colleagues that became acquaintances and now have become really close friends. And that is, I think, what keeps me motivated, aside from when we're working a specific very interesting event. You get to enjoy bits and pieces of the event, the back end of the event, and things that people don't necessarily see when they're attending the event, but we get to see them because we're in the back end, which is something that I really really look forward to. And that is, I think, what keeps me motivated and keeps me looking forward to the upcoming events.
Awesome. So we've got to hear more on what was Alveena's experience. And as she speaks about it, you can see the excitement in her face. We just hope events are back as soon as possible. So we get to experience it all over again. We miss
Yeah,
events so much.
yeah,
So
we really do. We
Alveena, I
have one
think,
more question.
yeah,
We have
okay,
one more question, and then we'll wrap up.
perfect. And then we'll wrap it up.
Okay. What five important characteristics do you suggest for a fresher looking forward to a career towards event industry out of your experience? Um, Definitely, I would really, really suggest you, Suleiman, to join into the next session, because that is going to be something really
Exactly.
interesting. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You will find out the information very, very soon. But you will be able to find a lot of these details in the next session when we come live next. So please do stay tuned. And if you have any other queries or questions, this video will go live on our YouTube page as well. It will be uploaded as a video. So you can continue, asking questions, or we can get back to you, regarding your questions as well. And Shahnaz, you want to ask the last question? This is the last question.
Yeah, we have one last question. What are the basic things one should have in mind when coming to work as a freelancer? Uh, well, again, I would say the next section, if you just wait, hold on and wait for our upcoming session, we will be talking about this in detail. And I think rather than giving it out like this, it's better if you join us there and listen to us, and you will understand it better, and maybe from someone more experienced. So I would say I'm really sorry I didn't answer your question exactly, but let's stay tuned to our next live video, which is coming on the 8th. Like Alveena mentioned, there will be more updates going on our Instagram and our social media platforms by tomorrow morning, hopefully. And stay tuned and subscribe to our channel. Just make sure you press that bell icon, because without that, you will not get notified. So,
Okay,
yes.
there is one more question. I know we're
Oh,
going ahead of our time yet, ahead of our time already, but I think we can answer one more question.
sure.
Aliza is asking, how secure is freelancing over a proper job? Would you like to answer that, Shenas?
I would say both has its own perks and disadvantages also. Like, I've been a freelancer, I've worked as a freelancer, and I've also had a proper job, a 9 to 5 job. In fact, I still do. So there are perks there. As a freelancer, there are so many things that you would enjoy, and as a being in a full-time job or a permanent job, there are so many things that you would enjoy too. So maybe we can probably have this as a one of our
Topic of
conversations
discussion.
or topic of discussion, and
Right.
we can bring in someone who's done both, so that we can compare how their journey has been.
I
So
agree. That is something that is really interesting, and I will make sure to
we'll
keep
make
a
a
note
note
of
of it.
that. Yeah, we'll make a note of it, and we will get to that question in one dedicated session. So
For
I
sure.
I guess that's it, guys. We're already past our time limit, and
Yeah.
we've been informed to wrap up the session now. So thank you so much for joining into the live session. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon so that you get notified of our upcoming sessions. Is there anything you want to add, Shahnaz, that I'm missing out?
No, I'm just so grateful to be here, to be on this talk show, to be your host. And thank you so much for everyone who has joined in, who's trying to support us. And to the team, like we mentioned, they're doing an amazing job behind us. So thank you so much to everyone. Just stay tuned. Do not go away. Make sure you
Yes,
subscribe again. And yes, we're super
that's all.
excited for the upcoming episodes.
All
All
right,
right.
we'll see you guys on the 8th of July then.
Yep.
Bye.
Take
Bye
care,
bye.
guys.